Can you picture your congressional district? Do you know where it begins and where it ends? Do you know who's drawing the lines?
It's not the way people think that you choose a representative. The representative chooses you by the way the lines are drawn.
Advocates of redistricting reform believe one way to improve how democracy works in this country is to change the way we draw congressional districts.
When we need government to work for us, if they're responsive, then fantastic. But if it's not responsive, then we need to figure out what's going wrong and how we can fix it.
But when lines are drawn to favor incumbents, political parties, or to stifle a minority, voters lose out. The power to draw those lines mostly lies with elected officials. The Constitution vests the responsibility of redistricting with state legislatures, and it happens every 10 years, after the decennial census. When one party controls the state government, it can use that advantage to draw boundaries that favor its candidates. It's been a common practice in the United States since 1812, when Massachusetts Governor Elbert Gerry signed into law a map that was favorable to his Republican Party. One state Senate district looked like a salamander, and that's how we get gerrymander. Today, the practice is more sophisticated than ever.
Politics hasn't changed in terms of people's fundamental motivations. It's just the techniques change, the level of accuracy.
And it's not illegal. It's expected. This is former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley's deposition in the court case against the state's partisan gerrymander.
It was something that everyone was aware of in redistricting, that if there were a Republican governor, he or she would be drawing those borders in a way that was more advantageous to the Republican Party, and if we had a Democratic governor, that I would be drawing those districts in a way that was more advantageous to our party, and that's what I did, constitutionally and legally.
The Supreme Court has looked at 2 partisan gerrymandering cases this year. Those are not the only maps that have drawn legal challenges. In the last round of redistricting, elected officials had access to data that made carving up communities much easier. It's also how we ended up with maps like these in Pennsylvania. Almost no matter how the court rules, it will not end the controversy over the role of politics and how district lines are drawn. A number of states have already moved to try to take partisan politics out of the process. One state that has done so is California. Its independent commission is a grand experiment of what happens when citizens, not politicians, draw the lines.
And we draw the lines.